Where's it going? Where's it going? Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game every weekday at 1:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how that Kickstarter is being ran. So if you enjoy that kind of content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 9,000 subscribers. Also consider supporting the Patreon. But right now, I am excited to be talking about the 12th most popular project on all the tabletop games right now, on all of games actually, I believe, is Get to the Checkpoint, a solo tabletop adventure. Can your squad can survive an over-the-top action movie solo jungle? So looking at this, I must say it immediately attracted my eye. They did, I think they did a good job of spotlighting the artwork. Maybe make this a little bit bigger, I think, because once again, it's kind of hard to see it, and I know you want to sell this artwork because it looks distinct, it looks unique and different. It's something I don't see every day in board games, especially not in solo board games, so I'm excited. One thing, though, now live, we know how Kickstarter works. Maybe put the price or the player link, well, not the player link, the time link. But it's already raised 23,717 Australia with 19 days to go. Can your squad survive an over-the-top action movie solo jungle? So I like it. It gives me Predator vibes, which I think is exactly what they were going for here. Excellent. And I can see on the side of the box now, wow, solo, ages 8 plus 40 minutes. Yeah, I would totally zoom in on that, because if I could even see that information right from the jump and I say ages 8 plus, okay, my son, who's getting big into board games, is going to be crazy intrigued by this game, and me being a Kickstarter consumer, I'm just a little bit more interested. So I think I would spotlight that ages 8 plus a little bit more, because I'm telling you right now, I think family and children's solo games are going to be huge over the next few years, because I just feel like a lot of kids picked it up over the pandemic. But anywho, it's already raised 17,000 US, 383 backers. This publisher picked up Don't Let It Die. His artwork is so awesome. Well, I already am on board as well. Don't Let It Die. It's Dustin. Okay, anywho, as always when I go to the video, I'm saying, do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go. What? I'm in. Got the synth music. the flickering. I love this. Okay, so I guess I'm a hypocrite, because yesterday I really slaughtered a game a little bit in their opening video because they focused entirely on the theme and while I wanted gameplay. However, I think if you do it good enough, you can just say, forget that. That's not how we're doing it. But with this, like, they're leaning so heavily into their theme, which is like, hey, tongue-in-cheek, 80s action, muscles, explosions, evil scientists, robots. Like, I'm excited. They're leaning into that, and I like it. Focusing on the artwork, okay, and beat your high score. So it's that kind of solo game. Jesus, it's loud. Get to the checkpoint. Oh, here we go. Honestly, I really liked what you did there, but I would have spliced a little bit more of this into there, and maybe even trimmed off 10 seconds, because this looks exciting. This looks great. I'm seeing, you know, a different scenario here. I'm seeing a cool map, active, wounded. I'm in. It looks complex but approachable, which I think is what you really want with solo games. Very cool. In and out in a minute. I like it. And that's another thing. You know, if you can keep me entertained and enthralled for a minute, I think that goes a long way. So the do I want it is yes. I want this as a solo gamer, as someone who has a son who's a solo gamer. I am very intrigued in this. It's going to give me some of the nostalgia, and, you know, it doesn't look too gruesome or scary. You know, that's one thing. They wanted to still pay homage to this time period in these movies, but at the same time make it so it wasn't too gory, you know, like Rambo. Like Rambo, especially the new Rambo, could get pretty gory. So I like what they're doing here. I think they know who their market is and they're going for it. So do I want it? Yes. Now we got, can you do it? How much is it? And I see 8 created, 38 backed, and I say, okay, I'm in good hands most likely. Backer kit. So, ooh, okay, Samuel, going with the one, no collaborator. Don't like that. Never a fan of that. anybody to help you collaborate, because you got to sleep sometimes, especially if they're on different sleep schedules. It's just delightful. So what do we got? So we have some other games. I have not heard of any of these games, so that doesn't mean anything. It's just, if I've heard of a game, I can say, oh, this is out. You know, that sort of thing. So let's see how many games we got pending, how many games are still up in the works. All right, update 22, production shipping. Good news, just a quick update to let you know that with production approved and wrapping up, our factory is prepping for the shipping phase shortly. So this game has not shipped yet. So let's check out this one, Lost in Jurassica. Let's see if this one has shipped. And this is always an important thing to know, I do believe. Thank you for a wonderful campaign. New project plus new funded. Shipping wrapped up. Okay, so good. They have one game out pending. That's completely understandable with how shipping is. And they got this. So this is going to be their primary focus for the most part. Awesome. That's what I want to see. So get to the checkpoint. Solo, ages 8+, 40. Best push your luck / survival solitaire print and play contest. Now, I think that's a bit of a misstep to not have that on the main image right there. That gets me excited. Especially if you're looking at this from a family perspective. Kids love press your luck games. Because with the press your luck game, it's just anybody can win. And in my time, a decade in the classroom, I can tell you, without a doubt, the most popular games that I brought on a consistent basis were press your luck games. Even when the press your luck games sucked, they still liked it just because there was always a chance for them to win. So when you say press your luck, that gets me excited. Now better than ever, expanded and improved for Kickstarter. So can you do it? Yes. Do I want it? Yes. What do we need? We just need how much it is, and we can wrap our hands. Let's do it. Hopefully you don't beat around the bush. We get straight to the price, especially if it's just this one box. I don't know if there's going to be some crazy solo stuff. And also, how small is this box? This is looking like a small box. I'm going to guess this is a sexy price. If this is a sexy price and you're not hiding the sexy price, we need to have a talk. Because we understand that, because there was like that little banner right here that says now live on Kickstarter. We understand that. We know how Kickstarter works. But if you have a good price, if this price is under $20 or $25, I think that needs to be spotlighted right from the offset. Because I could see this being a smaller box. I don't know if this is necessarily a big box. But I don't know. Let's keep going. Find out. Get to the checkpoint is a solo dice game where the goal is to get your elite squad safely to each checkpoint, balance movement, stealth, supply, management, combat, yada, yada, yada. The game is hilarious. I had a big smile on my face most of the game while playing. It's undeniable. It's just fun. Now, normally, I don't like this quote because I want to know more details about the mechanisms and the inner workings of the game. But once again, this is a different game. This looks like a dice-chucking solo fun adventure paying homage to the 80s. I'm not expecting to have a brain-burny style game here, so I can give this quote a pass, even though I would like them to mention at least one mechanism. Come on. Trek across the jungle. Choose your squad's path through dangerous jungle zones. Oh, so you're going to have different squads with presumably asymmetric special abilities? I'm hoping that would be very cool, so we're going to have different scenarios. Like it. I see dinosaurs. I see zombies. This is great. I like this. Track active wounds. I just want to know the components and the price, though. Okay, so here we go. Rewards for backing. So we have the Grunt, the Core Edition, which, once again, I need to know the size. Can we please let me know the size? Because, yes, you're actually putting it next to other games, but is this to scale is my first question. Because if I'm a backer of your games and I actually know the size of these games, is this to scale? And if not, why not? And I want to know the dimensions of this box. And this shot, I hate this shot so much. Just as a content creator, I'm going to sit on a soapbox. Don't put these shots on Board Game Geek. And I've talked to other top content creators who agree that these box shots need to get the hell out of here. These tilted angle, artificially generated ones, they're okay for Kickstarters, but don't put them on Board Game Geek, for the love of God. Okay, off my soapbox. So $59, $43 US. They converted it for us. Excellent. Love seeing that. So $43. Once again, this goes back to I need to know the size of this box. I need to know what's in this box. I need to know how many cards there are. I need to know how many adventures there are. And you haven't done it yet. And that's why I always like the scrolling shot of the components, which is right here. Okay, excellent. Why couldn't we start with this? Why couldn't we start with it? But the one thing I am missing here is just the size of this box. What is the size of the box? I need to know. Because $43 for one of those small boxes that I'm thinking about, that's like this, ooh, that's not good. But it's $43 for like something bigger, a Carcassonne style box. I'm like, okay, whatevs. All right, so components. We got 8 zones, 8 maps. I would sell this a little bit better. 8 completely unique zones with different, throwback monsters, villains, like whatever. Because I think that's what that is. I think this is essentially like you are going to play this game at a bare minimum 8 times, and every single time it's going to be a different adventure through a different part of this jungle. And if that's the case, I would spotlight that more, because I think that's what you're trying to say, but say it clearer, because that sounds exciting. As a solo gamer, I say, all right, 8 zones, $43, I'm in. I'm in. It's cheaper than going to a movie. Plus, I still have the game, and I could play through more. I got no issues with that. 20 meeples, squad station boards. And this thing is funded, I do believe, which means if there's stretch goals, and the fact that we haven't talked about stretch goals, I feel like that is a big misstep. But we'll keep going. We'll see what's going on. Squad status board. This is where you're keeping track of your area. Okay. Player board, score book. Ooh. 9 dice, 40 enemy contact cards, 40 savage cards. So we got 80 cards, so 87 cards grand total. 9 dice, a score pad, 3 tracking tokens, a player board, 8 zone maps. Okay, 43. Yeah. It's a little light. It's a little light on content, plus all unlocked stretch goals. And maybe that's why I feel like it's a little light on content here. Because right now I'm seeing 87 cards, some cardboard, some really generic dice, a score book, and a score pad, some generic meeples, and for $40. And I say, that's a bit high. So let's see what these stretch goals are. So this is the base game, and this is if you want to buy all their games. And at this point, I say, wow, 5 games for $130. Okay. At that point, okay, that's not bad. I don't have that big of an issue with this. So this is the star of the show, though. I don't feel like most people are going to go for this. That's a big ask. Saying, hey, why don't you buy 5 games, none of which you've played or presumably probably heard of? And no offense, but I'm on a board game podcast. I've done thousands and thousands of games, videos about games, and I haven't heard of any of these games. So that's all I'm trying to say there. So 10K funded, 14K new enemy, plus 1 contact card. Hans the Evil. So is it just one? So this, okay, so it's 1 new contact card. All right. Got it. New ally, savage card. So we're doing micro stretch goals here. Every 2,000, 4,000. So that's not bad. Card stock upgrade, nicer cards. 22 new K, 1 contact card. So we're adding, I don't see any banger stretch goals here just yet, but we're slowly adding to the game. All right, so the price I feel is a bit high. But a solo games are different beasts. Solo games, once again, I feel like they just go for higher prices than typical games because I don't know why. I now that I really think about that, why do solo games go for higher prices generally? Maybe that's just me. I'm gonna post a poll about that. Okay, so we didn't finish, did we? No, I need shipping. All right, so how to play. Oh, is this a full how to play? I got distracted there.
Hey everyone.
337. Is that a full how to play? Mikey.
So that is how squad members rounding up for both active and injured.
Wow. So this is on the lighter side. If this is legit, here's how I look at it. 1 hour of my time for every $10. There's 7 maps and zones for it's 40 minutes a game every time. So I totally get my money's worth as long as I play it more than 4 times. You know what? I guess that is an interesting way to say that. When you buy a dry Euro game, and I love dry Euro games, this is by no means insulting it, do you expect to play that game 8 times? And my answer, I think, used to be yes, but I think the deeper you get into the hobby, the answer becomes much more likely no. Like, I look at some of my favorite games that I have. Like, I just played Yokohama again. And I was like, man, I really like that game. Then I was thinking about how many times I've actually played it. I was like, this copy of the game, like 5 times, maybe. And that's one of my all-time favorites. It's just... So I guess I get that. 8 different times you're going to be able to do it. You can get it to the table whenever you want. You don't need... Okay. All right. I'll roll with it. 43. Because the video wowed me. I'll be honest. The video freaking wowed me. Each turn, roll your... So everything works really, really well. It's really fun to try and beat your previous high score. So I will say that's my one thing. I'm not a fan, personally, of solo games where it's just beat your high score. But a lot of people are. A lot of people, that's their favorite type of solo game. But I do like the fact, I want to give them kudos for, mentioning that. This is the type of solo game this is. You're not going on, an epic sprawling adventure where you're going to be choosing this and that. No, this is a high score tile game. Push your luck, re-roll any dice except for ones, then assign them to 1 to 6 actions, draw a contact card, savage for supplies, move your squad, sneak past enemies, fight enemies, or assign to any action. So it looks like this is going to be a game that gives you a good deal of freedom, too. It looks like none of these actions really suck, which is fun, especially if you're playing as an ages 8+ style solo game. So this is all good. I just want the shipping. It would help if we could make it a 2-player where you and your friend have to get to the checkpoint. I agree. Especially, and that's kind of odd to me. I feel like a lot of times solo games can be played 2 players relatively easy with not too many fixes. So that is a bit of an odd choice, not to just go 1 and 2. But I at the same time, I can respect sticking to your guns and saying, no, it's a solo experience. We tried it at 2 players, and it didn't work. Because I'm sure they probably did try it at 2 players. Get your squad through 4 zones to reach the checkpoint and beat your high score. The look, the drama, I just want the shipping, right? For someone who was born in the 80s, I absolutely love the theme. I feel like it has to be the niche audience. I belong to the niche audience of the game. Okay.
Hey everyone, this
Is this a full gameplay?
Top, so I only used 3 of the...
Excellent. So there we go. That is exactly what I want, is a full comprehensive gameplay video. Spectacular. So they spotlighted the 2 things that I really want. A how to play video. And so that really, you know, that goes such a long way. And then downloading the rule booklet. Excellent! Bonus points! Bonus points! The grades are raising on this Kickstarter critique. 1 to 5, so yeah, it's a relatively short rule booklet. Doesn't look like a rule booklet I'm really excited to get into. Ugh. No pictures, illustrations, examples. Ugh. Make me feel sick. Hopefully they add those in the future, but still, it's a small 5-page rule booklet. Looks like it's not going to be too complex. Play before you back, Tabletopia. Excellent. Reviews from previous backers. Awesome. Thanks for a great game, Sam. My kids loved it. Very nice artwork. It was really, really fun. These are too fast. Received today. Look amazing. It looks beautiful and arrived on time. Thanks for making this. This is the first Kickstarter. I'm so excited to my shoot. Damn it! Damn you, Sam. Too fast. Slow that down. Just a bit. There's a bunch of solo gamers who won't even touch a game if it's not solo only, I've noticed. It's weird line. And yeah, you know what? I kind of want to ask a poll that just solo gamers, that's such a specific niche, but say, do you notice a distinct downfall in quality from solo-only games to games that have solo? And I imagine the answer is probably yes. And, duh, well, I guess I don't really need to do both. That's probably why. Okay, glad we figured that one out. Best Push Your Luck Survival. We knew that. Kickstarter backer favorite. A creator has a proven positive track record with all their backers from past Kickstarter campaigns. I would honestly mention this higher. I did not even know this was a thing. Yeah, I'd slap that on that main image up there. And once again, I would slap the price, too. You know, even $43. Just wear it like a badge. It's $43. You click the video. You get the 80s nostalgia pumped into your chest. You see, oh, they've done a bunch of games. They know what the hell they're doing. Boom, bang, boom. We've already paid. I think that's the way to go. But it's just, let me know what you think. So we got, so this is their most recent game. This is the collector's edition of the most recent game, so that's the whale of that. Cool, we got their other games, and they're going a little bit into details in here. This is good. I just want shipping, though. Hey, shipping! Shipping is charged separately during your backer kit pledge management. So the grunt pledge... Oh, yes, let's go check out the pledges. So this is just the game, right? Day 2 grunt. What? Discounted copy. Interesting. Only available for 24 hours, don't miss out. So this is the early bird. Okay, so it's $42 right now, and then it's going to jump to $44, so it looks like they had a bunch of tiered ones or whatevs. Okay, so $44, it's below MSRP, whatevs. So we have 29 people here, so this is going to make it hard. So we have 29 people here, 13 people here, so it's hard to judge. So 12 people bought the whale. That's what I was interested in. 12 people were like, I want every single game you have. And I didn't think that was going to be a particularly popular one. I think a bit the opposite. If the game is meant to be a solo game, then it shouldn't tack on a 2-player version for the sake of it, just like multiplayer games shouldn't slap a solo mode onto it. I totally see that viewpoint as well. But I do want to defend the other viewpoint just a little bit. I think it's easier, and I think that's what I said. I think it's easier to convert a solo game into a cooperative game than it is to convert a competitive multiplayer game into a solo game. Because so much of so many games is just player interaction. And I guess you can simulate that, but I still think, let me know what you think. That's the poll. Which is easier, to convert this to that or that to the other? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So we got the team, and I could tell there's some polish here, a lot of good stuff, a lot of learning from Kickstarters. You know, everything here is like they just have the things that you need to have. We can't wait to bring you our 8th Kickstarter projects. We're also featured on a range of awesome websites. Whatevs. I guess that's just the convincing thing, but it's like, whenever I see this, and maybe it's just because I've been so desensitized because they do it in product design, and product design is just an absolute just train wreck of just bad stuff going on. If you ever want to just get to the Wild Wild West, check out some of the top projects and project design. But a lot of times they'll have like these, and I'll go and I'll actually click on like, oh, what did Board Panda say? And it was like a link to Board Panda says that we are launching a Kickstarter for this. And like, that's what these will all be, is just, hey, yeah, they exist. And yeah, so maybe make these clickable. That'd be nice. Special thanks. And a huge thanks to you for making the campaign, risk and challenges. Okay. Looks solid. So what's the final grade? Let's check out the FAQ, the updates, the comments. Let's get out of here. But I'm leaning towards a high grade right here. You know? Do I want it? Yes, that video kicked me in the pants. Loved it. 80s nostalgia up the wazoo. Excellent video, I do believe. Can you? I think, even though I do wish they would have got a little bit more to the components just a little bit earlier, because those components, those look fun. Can you do it? Yes, absolutely. No questions asked. How much is it? Price, I feel like it's a bit much, but I think it was a solo game. I don't think it's out of the ballpark. So let's check out how the updates and comments are. Because I noticed this is 10th right now, but I think it launched on Tuesday, which means that this thing is going to start falling like a rock next Tuesday. And the Tuesday after that, if things don't change. And yeah, things need to change. Because look at this. We have 386 backers, and we're not getting engagement. You know, we're getting the hearts, which is good, but we got to get comments. We need to ask questions. You got to ask questions. I say this all the time. You want to tickle those Kickstarter algorithms, you got to ask questions. You got to get people engaged in the updates and the comments. And here's the thing. It's easy for you. And I would recommend, you know, this is crazy. This is a little bit of an out there. I'm going to send these straight to them. I would recommend doing a contest. If you are unlocking stretch goals, allow us to vote on the next upcoming stretch goal. Talk to your artist and say, would it be possible to do, you know, X, Y, and Z? Or even if you have things already prepared, just let us vote. And then ask us, you know, for more Get to the Checkpoint content, what 80s nostalgia would you love to see ingrained into this game? And bada boom, you've specifically targeted your niche, because a good chunk of the people who are going to be here are like, I love Arnold, I love Sly, you know, and that's me. I love these movies. I grew up watching these movies, you know, so I feel like I would reach out to them and I'm double check. I'm going to guess you didn't ask any questions here. I'm going to guess you just told me things. Yeah, you're just telling me things. So yeah, cool. And nobody's commented on it yet. Let's check out what this one is. We did get 4 comments here. Let's take a look-see. Showing off stretch goals. And yeah, once again, you're just telling me things. You're giving me no room to respond, and thus I am not responding to you and tickling your Kickstarter algorithms. It's so easy. Just ask a question at the end of every update. I've said that. I've done this Kickstarter critique hundreds and hundreds of times, and it still boggles my mind that this is not becoming the industry standard. I think my green screen's about to fall down. It's just ask questions. Get people engaged. We're here because we want to support you. I love Hans the Ski Dude, PMSL. Our next score, yeah. And it's just someone commenting on someone. I'd love to see more variety in maps and cards. Fingers crossed. So here we go. And that's the one thing that I agree with Nick's a little bit on this. This looks much on the lighter side, but once again, ages 8+. Got to keep that in mind. Ages 8+, family weight game. But this is what I'm talking about. You have people, you didn't even ask them. So the 2 comments you got, you didn't even ask for these comments, but they're just like, hey, can I they want to talk. Let them talk. Ask them a question. Get them engaged. You know, I'm assuming that you have a stretch goal that's going to be a new zone. What new zone would you love to see? You know, we can't guarantee anything, but yeah, just get people engaged. Get member berries. You should be popping them member berries on this campaign. All right, so I hate the updates. Updates bad. Let's go to the comments. This is the first solo game I have ever backed. It's also the first solo game I will have played, and it's typically I play board games to socialize with friends. Any tips? So here we go. James is pretty much saying, holy shnikes, your video punched me in the face so hard and it convinced me to play solo games. And like I said, the video is that dang good. It looks like Sam is at least responding for it's just being him, so that's good. So we got responses in here. So let's check it out. Prepare your wallet. Solo games as a hobby are as addicting as pets, so that's just commenters talking. Just FYI, I'll be posting random Arnold quotes. Good for Ragamuffin. Ragamuffin is tickling that Kickstarter algorithms, and you should promote that as well. You know, like, let us know in the comments below. What's your favorite 80s action slogan? Maybe what, you know, like, stuff like that. With the Day 1 Grunt Pack, do we miss out on the stretch goals? Is it something you were considering including? So yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. You're going to sleep, you're going to work, you're going to have family, you're going to do other things, which is why I always recommend having collaborators, because most of the questions that you're going to get in the comments are really easy to answer. Let's go to your updates. Let's pretend I'm your grandma. I'm going to go to your updates, and I'm going to answer the 3 comments we got, because you're not needed for most of this. I love the Hans the Ski Dude PMSL. One of our favorites. Grandma doesn't need to know what the hell that means. She can make small talk. I'd love to see more varieties in maps and cards. Fingers crossed. We have some amazing stretch goals planned, Nix, and we plan on bringing the backers more into the fold in the coming future. Stay posted to the updates. Like that, like, there we go. Like that right there. Like, it's just not hard. It's just get collaborators. You have to find anybody you trust, just to come in here and be nice, and then let you know if there's like an in the weeds question that you need to answer. And in that case, slap it on over in the FAQ, because that's the other thing. I don't see any FAQ here. I'm sure there's going to be some FAQ questions. Put them over there. But in the end, I'm going to give this one a B+. Get to the checkpoint. I liked it. You know, I'm going to go to A minus. That video kicked my face in. That was a very solid 1 minute right there. I'm going to go A minus to get to the checkpoint. It's solo tabletop adventure. It looks like it might be a cup of tea. Be sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below. If you want a Kickstarter critique on your Kickstarter project, also check out the Fiverr link down below. And as always, keep doing what you. I've lost my words. They're all done. I'm out of here. Bye bye.